It's dangerous to go alone. Take this.
And welcome to the realm of geekdom. This is nerd breaking news. Let's go ahead and drive to the lane, score that basket, and talk about the NBA MVP. Right now, we got Jokic and SGA pretty much on the top of the list. Let's see, what do you guys think? Who's going to win the NBA MVP this year? Let's go ahead and start with you, kid.
Who's going to win and who should win is the question. Who's going to win? SGA. I think that the media loves him. The media, he's averaging 30 points per game. He's solid. He is a top 5 NBA player. Remember, this is not the best player in the league. This is who has the best season. If you want to look at the stats, like we up there, SGA is deserving of the award. He's the best team in basketball. He was thinking number 2 last year. Should have won it last year. That's the narrative that's been going on with SGA. And if he wins it this year, it is what it is. Who should win the MVP? Nikola Jokic. He's going to average a triple-double. First time ever for a center, first time for a non-guard. His stats, he's the top 5 in the most categories. SGA is only in points per game. I think they have the same steals. You see 1.8 steals per game for a guard and a center. That's insane. What Jokic means for the Denver Nuggets is more than what SGA means for the Thunder. The Denver Nuggets are not the same team they used to be. They lost their defense. They lost their edge on that side of the ball. A lot of people have been exposed this season by the Denver Nuggets, and Nikola Jokic is holding them with all he can. But the narrative also is Nikola Jokic won an MVP or should have won an MVP, but then Embiid won it last year, the year that he won, because he cried like a baby to the media and all that stuff. So the argument is they stopped Nikola Jokic from winning 3 in a row because the Embiid won one. And I think politics and voter fatigue is taken into consideration. And I just think people are tired of Jokic. People are all over the media, right? You see ESPN, you see Gil's Arena. You see a lot of former NBA players resent Jokic from what he's been doing the last 4 or 5 years. He's the best player in basketball, but he's not going to win the award. It's going to be SGA.
Angelo, what do you think?
Oh man, I was just trying to get my stats right before I jump out. Let me just confirm a stat real quick before I say something that's wrong.
No, you're good. You're good. Like I'll give my point.
I'm ready.
I'll give my point of view right now to give you an opportunity to kind of like continue searching your numbers.
Go ahead.
But I kind of feel the same way what the kid is saying. Like I agree. I think Jokic is the one who should be winning this award. It'll be his 4th one in a row or something like that.
4 and 5 years.
And then, and that's incredible. And it's just the reason why also is because he is the entire team for the Denver Nuggets. That's it. He is the team, and he is the one that helps makes the play. He's the one that opens it. Like he's just, if he goes down, there is no way Denver will make the playoffs. Unlike over here in the Thunder side, I think like he's having an amazing year. He's deserving of it as well. Mm-hmm. And I think just like because of voter fatigue and everything, they're definitely going to go with SGA. And we also have to look at the same thing that the NBA is probably going to pick an American one before they actually pick a European player. So that's another thing to consider.
SGA is Canadian.
Yeah. You know how America feels about Canadians these days.
But hold on. Before you go, I want to get that your consideration on one point. Also, the idea that if he gets his 4th, we put him now in a different stratosphere. And me and Professor had this conversation a couple of days ago. And I'm like, where do we put him overall if he gets his 4th? Because 4 MVPs ties LeBron. Right, he's on that next echelon of MVPs, and then 5 is Mike, 6 is Kareem. If he gets his 4th and he doesn't get a ring, we look at Nikola Jokic a little bit different. If SGA gets an MVP and then he loses in the 2nd and 3rd round to the Lakers, whoever is going to be in the Western Conference Finals, we don't look at him differently. We say that's young SGA, 2 years in a row, Oklahoma City Thunder, which you call, got to give your flowers to D'Angelo. Listen to this man. He knows basketball. They're the best team in basketball the last 2 years. They have the best young dude in basketball the last 2 years. And so we don't look – SGA – my point is SGA loses in the playoffs in the next 2-3 months. We don't look at him differently. Nikola Jokic wins his 4th MVP. He's now in LeBron territory, and he only has 1 ring. The criticisms come a little bit harder for him as opposed to SGA.
With all that being said, I feel like you guys hedged a bit. I mean, you're saying he should win, who will win. I'm going straight up. SGA should win and will win. And it's very simple. I mean, the fact of the matter is he's just been the best player all year long. I mean, he's he you know, and he plays just as much defense. I see the average the same amount of steals, but SGA is going up against the best guards in the league every night. You know, he's going up against all the best players. He's going against the number 1 scorer on the other team. Jokic is not. And also, you made a comment earlier about Jokic, his like offensive net rating and how important he is to this team, and how SGA will seemingly have more help. But when you break down the numbers, the Thunder offensive rating goes down more when SGA is off the court than it goes down when Jokic is off the court, which says that SGA has to carry a bigger load than Jokic. So I know what your eyes tell you, but the numbers tell you something different. And I just think that SGA is having a better defensive year. Like I said, he plays against all the best the defensive players on the other end. You can't isolate him. You can't try to track him down on defense. He's playing more minutes than Jokic. And he's averaging how much assists? Jokic got more assists, but he's not going to touch him on that. But I just think SGA has just been a better player all season long. He's dependable. He plays every night. He has the best handle in the game. And I just think that while I think all 4 of us here are big Jokic fans. I think we all think that he's first ballot Hall of Famer right now if he never plays another game again. And I think we'll all probably say that he has a higher ceiling than SGA. He's probably a better all-around player. But for this season, that award belongs to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. The professor, I eagerly await to hear your thoughts.
So I am actually not a Jokic fan. I do not like the idea of him having 4 MVPs. I do not like the idea of him being in the history books for the NBA. But at the same time, I am not a liar. When I look at those numbers, I see an average triple-double. And he gets that one of the cleanest ways I have ever seen. At the same time, his game has evolved in a way where Russell Westbrook can also get a triple-double or a double-double playing right next to him, which is completely insane when you think about it. Because traditionally, when we talk about triple-doubles, we talk about a person playing selfishly. But in this case, he can get a triple-double generously, and I have never seen that before. At the same time, I was told Russell Westbrook was trash. You put him with Jokic, all of a sudden, he looks like a borderline Hall of Famer again. He's resurrected this man's career back from the dead. At the same time, too, Jamal Murray, he got no ACLs left. This man walking literally on his last leg. Jokic has resurrected his career, too. You got Aaron Gordon. Who is Aaron Gordon? Nobody respects Aaron Gordon. Jokic has resurrected his career, too, all without giving up any statistics and growing all of theirs. And that is so incredibly unusual and a feat that Shai Gilgeous cannot match. Because when you're looking at Shai apparently doesn't pass. Yeah, he's got a 6 assist point per game, but who's he passing to? When you're looking at it, you can tell he's getting it basically through pick and rolls. The big that he plays with has the advantage of him getting the ball. But is he passing to Chad or any of the shooters? No, not his game. You're looking at the rebounds, he gets 5. That's good. Their steals are exactly the same. Their blocks are pretty close to the same. Minutes pretty close to the same. Hey, looks like Jokic has a higher field goal percentage. Interesting. He also has a higher 3-point percentage. I had no. How is that even possible?
That's crazy.
Jokic has one of the best 3-point percentages all season.
He sure does. I'm just saying. But then when you're looking at this free throw percentage, you see that Shai has 90%. And that raises the question, how much of your point total, sir, comes from your free throws? And the unfortunate answer for Shai is a lot.
What difference does that make?
A lot. Because at the end of the day,
Harden.
I'm watching this man squirrel around like a little worm trying to get extra little cheap points. Versus I see Teletubby Jokic over here getting hit after hit after hit and no fouls called. So when you're looking at it, bringing back the principle of ethical hoops, Jokic is literally the definition of ethical hoops. And when you think about it, in this time period of players like Tyler Hero, double dribbling, traveling, palming the ball, we should really give a lot of credit to ethical hoopers. And if Jokic becomes the face of the league, when I know that's not going to happen, but if you had a face of the league who played the right way, the sport would be better. And the thing is, if you're going to put someone in the history books for playing the right way in an era full of people pretending to be Michael Jordan, I think he deserves that. And on top of it too, when you're looking at how they get their teams involved, we have to talk about that too, because Shai doesn't really do that. If you're being honest, you could forget about the level of talent on that OKC Thunder team, because Shai is not giving them the ball. Versus Jokic over here, you can literally put him with basura, trash, whatever word you want to use, and he's gonna find some kind of way. He's got Russell Westbrook shooting threes and hitting them. LeBron tried to do it. We saw LeBron try to do it, brick after brick after brick. But somehow the beauty of Jokic's passing skills have enabled Russell Westbrook to hit his three-point shot. And that alone, that feat alone, is enough for an MVP, in my opinion, for this season. So to me, Jokic deserves it. I can't even entertain an alternative. That's how much I feel like he deserves it. And the kid can attest. I have never said that before. Have I, kid?
No, sir.
I fought it every year. But not this year, which is why I'm probably wrong. But not this year.
The Thunder have a 13-game advantage over them in first place. 13 games. That doesn't mean nothing to you for MVP?
Yeah, because if you look at Shai, he gets a foul. That's why. Foul. Like, what? I mean, come on. Sharingan, foul. I mean, come on.
SGA, baby.
I think another consideration is that, Angelo, tell me how many All-Stars Nikola Jokic has played with.
Say it one more time.
In the Joker era, I would say 5 years. Mm-hmm. Tell me what All-Star was played alongside Jokic in the last 5 years.
Russell Westbrook.
No, All-Star teammate.
Russell Westbrook.
Tell me.
Russell Westbrook.
I'm talking about like you made the All-Star team that's with Nikola Jokic.
Okay, well, do it for SGA
this year.
Oh, only him and Jason Williams, Jalen Williams. That's it.
Jalen Williams.
Okay,
but even Jalen Williams. I mean,
you put that man with Nikola Jokic.
So, question: how good is Jalen Williams?
Good, very good,
amazing. Actually, like if he was on any other team, he'd be their guy. But he's not on OKC because he doesn't get the ball. If he actually got the ball,
he's averaging over 20 points a game.
He could probably do more than that, is what I'm saying.
If you got to play your role in a championship team.
Yeah, his role on that team is don't do anything until Shai can't do it.
And you know what's the funny thing about when you say championship team? The media and the New Age media, whatever they're called, the Draymonds of the world, nobody's scared of the Thunder.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody is.
Well, they should be.
Nope, correct. No. Listen, I'm agreeing with you. I think that team is a Western Conference Finals. Would you agree, Angel, that if this team doesn't go to the Western Conference Finals, we're like, what the hell? Something happened here.
If they don't even go, I'm not saying win it.
Correct. If they don't make the appearance.
That's a failure.
Correct. Okay. And nobody's scared of this team. Nobody is. What's the last 10 days? Lakers have found their way. Here comes Luka and LeBron faked it in.
Well, we got a couple minutes here. Let's talk it out. I mean, do you see any other team in the West beating OKC in a 7-game series?
Many.
Correct.
Who?
Many.
GSW?
GSW for sure. The Timberwolves, absolutely.
You don't want to see the Timberwolves. You don't want to see the Timberwolves.
Absolutely.
Have you seen that? Look it up the last 10 games. Look up the Timberwolves last 2 games. They're 8-2.
Uh-oh. Absolutely.
I'm taking all bets. We're going to revisit this on the playoffs.
Nikola Jokic. Do you want to see that man in the playoffs?
Denver. No, you don't. They have no answer for him.
No one wants.
Dude, everybody, look, Denver blew a 20-point lead in Game 7 against Minnesota at home, which is the low. But remember, I always talk about guys probability and possibility. It was a very low probability they were going to lose that game, and they lost. And we got to give Minnesota their kudos. You're going to tell me in the Western Conference Finals last year, Denver doesn't annihilate Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks? Yeah, they do. And you're going to tell me they don't beat Boston? So basically,
they probably don't.
Probably don't. Whatever. But he has a shot.
They got a shot, though.
Ant-Man saved the NBA for 2 consecutive finals for Nikola Jokic. This year, we got to give Ant-Man credit. This year, listen, the worst thing about it, Angela, I'm not fighting you in OKC. I think they're nasty. I love Chet. I love Jay. I love Dort. They play amazing defense. They actually play one of the top 5 defenses in basketball. Nobody really talks about their defense as a team. SGA is probably going to win MVP. But if they don't make it to the Western Conference Finals,
and they're not,
Denver doesn't make it this year, we're going to criticize Jokic because unfortunately, guys, in every sport, TK, you can talk about this about baseball because you love baseball. In every sport, there's the guy from the Anaheim. What's the guy's name? Mike Trout, whatever, that guy. He's a Hall of Fame first ballot baseball player, but he gets destroyed because he has no playoff success. At the end of the day, the more accolades you get in your individual sports, the harder the criticism is when it comes to the playoffs.
And that would also
Peyton Manning got 5 regular season MVPs, and he was horrible in the playoffs.
And I would also add that if you're talking about risk, so if you give Shai Gilgeous the MVP right now, right, and he doesn't win, he doesn't win a championship. He goes in that same bucket as Embiid and Harden losers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
People who you see as, oh, they were really, really good, but they couldn't get it done. Steve Nash. Versus because Jokic already has a championship, at this point, that entire narrative is moot.
I don't see that. I don't put SGA. Like, this will be his first time really making a real big push. You acting like
what about last year?
3-4 times in a row, and he's just been constantly failing, like the James Harden and Russell Westbrooks. This is his first real push.
No, I agree with your point.
No. Are we going to Zov last year? They were the best team in the West.
Well, I don't think
Angelo,
last year they were ahead of schedule. Chet was a rookie. Like I feel like this is the first real push.
I agree with your point. What I'm saying though is that if you gave him the MVP now and he doesn't win a championship in the future,
he's screwed.
It looks like a dud. But if you give Jokic the MVP now, because he's already a proven winner, it further solidifies what we've already known and what we already seen. So the MVP for Jokic literally means this guy's a generational player, and we know that, so that's fine. But if you give it to Shai now, that's a huge risk because you're essentially saying that you didn't say a guy was a generational player for a maybe.
You said earlier, Angela, I want to clarify that. You said earlier.
I think that hurt Angelo a little bit.
You said earlier that SGA is the best player in basketball. Do you agree?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so who's your top 5 right now, March 17th?
Well, it'll be the NBA first team. And I think the NBA first team goes SGA, Jokic,
Tatum.
SGA, Jokic. I would probably say we're talking about just this season or overall.
This right March 17th. Who's the 5 best basketball players in basketball right now?
I would say SGA, Jokic, Steph Curry, Jason Tatum, and God, that last one is a toss up because I want to give some love. I want to give some love to I don't know, because the Cleveland, they have such a good season, but it's so shared over there. Who's the number 1 guy? Probably Donovan Mitchell makes it, I guess.
But arguably, isn't Donovan Mitchell better than Shai Gilgeous?
No.
Why not?
Because Shai is a better defender. He's bigger, he's longer, he's more versatile, and he's a better scorer.
I barely even see that man play defense. Like, I know he can.
He's an amazing defender.
I'll take your word for it. I know you watch him closely.
I agree with Andrew. I would choose SGA over Donovan Mitchell. We've seen Donovan Mitchell wet the bed 3 or 4 years in a row with Utah.
But that was different. He was playing in duress. Okay, can you imagine playing for Utah? The
No.
people calling you names every time you get the ball.
Yeah, they're mad racist over there.
Man, he was having a bad life, bro. That was rough, bro.
Well, I think. Listen, we're gonna give him his little grace period. I think it ends this year. Right? We all agree. You just said it perfectly. It's a failure if they don't make the Western Conference Finals. If he gets the MVP, I'm not going to hate on it. He's a great player. I just think, to be honest, as much as I'm rooting for Nikola Jokic, I actually think it's a detriment to Nikola Jokic if he gets his MVP. Because now with 4, me and Professor talked about this, you now reach of is he top 10 all time? And you
Well, here's
can't.
my question, though.
And it's hard to do that with 1 ring.
What if he's not? Like, what if he's not top 10 all time?
Not yet. I don't think he
is yet. I think you need 2.
But
2
let's
rings.
say he never gets there. Like, let's say he never gets 2, and he
So
has one ring.
you're saying he's 37 and he ends with 4 MVPs and 1 ring.
Yeah. Where does he
Then
fall then?
Then he's 10 to 15.
So what?
Nope, 11 to 15.
So that's a great day.
Yeah,
That's a great day.
Yeah.
I did a good job.
For a second round.
I think he goes above Kevin Garnett. Wherever Kevin Garnett's at, he's there. He's above him.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. And I think for a guy who got drafted in the second round, and TK, there was a commercial being played when he was drafted. Did you know that? Why he was drafted?
Yeah.
I saw that.
So
the real question for Jokic
he
is
said
what
he
does
never eats it. He never eats it. Eat it.
The real question for Jokic is where does he fall against Shaq? That's the fundamental question.
I think because Shaq got the rings, he's gonna get the nod over him.
Shaq
got screwed. Shaq got screwed from that Steve Nash MVP season.
He did.
Everybody knows that. That's
He
BS.
did.
That should have been his MVP. Well, to be fair, before I know we have a couple minutes here. You have to go back in history and be like, a lot of people got screwed in the NBA for the MVP. Kobe Bryant got 1 ring, 1 MVP. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Kobe Bryant should have had at least 3 in the 2000s. At least 3.
Yeah.
3.
In the late 2000s, not the early
3.
2000s. In the late 2000s.
Well,
Say
Nash
more.
took
more.
1, and Nash took 1, and then Dirk took
Dirk
1.
Nowitzki got 1? Come
Mhm.
on, man. Dirk Nowitzki got 1? Like again, the MVP is also political, man. Like, we all know the reason why Nikola Jokic didn't win 3 in a row. They didn't want to the rumors were that Nikola Jokic didn't get 3 in a row because there's only one player in NBA history to get 3 in a row, and that's Larry Legend.
Well, it's that, but we also have to be honest that Embiid wasn't trash yet, so it made sense.
Yeah, but he cried.
Yeah, sure.
But he did deserve it.
Oh, he balled. He had 36. He balled.
Like so we have to be clear that they were neck and neck.
Yeah.
It's just that in his quest to get to Jokic's level, he destroyed his body, and now he's finished. That's what happened.
Yeah,
That's what happened.
that's true.
Yeah.
It's
He
a
said, I
shame.
can't do it. And that was
He's like, I tried. I
And
couldn't keep up.
what sucks? Had he never got injured, that guy would have been a top 10 center.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
That's true.
He never would have been injured.
Oh,
but
well.
yeah. If Jokic wins, it'll be 4 and 5 years, and the pressure will be on him, and the pressure is always going to be on him. And then it's funny because you already got a ring, so you're a made man in basketball. But in basketball, unfortunately, more than any other sport, you could dictate the impact of a game with 5-on-5. And I just think that if he retires with 1 ring, we look at Nikola Jokic differently if he gets 2. If he gets 2, we push him a little bit here. SGA gets 1, to your point. Let's say he gets 1 this year. We look at SGA and we're like, that's what James Harden should have been.
That's true.
That's what he should have been.
Yeah.
That's true. But in defense of Jokic, even if he gets 2, I still don't think it puts him over Shaq.
I think
So
it
I
does.
think what ends up happening
I think
is
it does because when you have 4 and 2, 4 MVPs and 2 championships, then that's, I don't know. For me, that's better than Shaq.
I think what ends up happening is because it's so debatable, we'll end up saying that it's at least on par, which means the old guy always wins. In order for you to beat the old guy, you have to surpass them by a lot. If it's still a debate, you haven't done it. Like the LeBron MJ thing. If it's still a debate, you haven't done it. So the thing is, when you're
that's a great point, Jay. I love that. I love that analysis because to your
appreciate
point, your point. When did he pass Kobe? When did LeBron pass Kobe?
why? Oh, see, that's a whole. I'm not going to argue that point with you. I'm
I'm
not
not saying to you to answer it. I'm saying rhetorically. That's a great point when you analyze it. When did he pass him? I don't know.
I don't think he did.
I didn't get the email. Whatever.
I didn't either. I believe he's second best because of longevity. But if a person wants to argue with me that Kobe's higher, I'm not even going to have that debate with you. I'm like, you might be right.
Yep.
Like I said, I'm not having the debate. You can have it.
Angelo knows. He knows the deal.
Yeah, I know how
I'm gonna go there.
I think LeBron's 3. I think I don't even think he's 2. I think he's 3. But
Who do you think is 2?
Kobe.
Cool. Like I told you, I'm not gonna have the argument with. No, okay.
But you see, that's an objective Kobe fan, right?
Me too.
That's objective. Yeah, that's
Speaking
respectful.
of sort of a sidebar, but have you guys been watching the Celtics documentary on Max?
No, because it's the Celtics. I don't support anything they do.
Yeah, it's really good. It's
The
really
game
good.
have my clicks. Nothing.
It's really good. It talks about started. I don't really have that animosity towards like the early teams. It's more of a history lesson, if anything else. It's interesting to learn about Bob Cousy and Bill Russell and those guys. Interesting watch if you got a second to go watch it.
No, yeah. For the basketball
There you
heads,
go.
absolutely. Yeah.
I'll watch it on YouTube.
There you go. We're endorsing now. We're endorsing it. All right. Any last words on Joker and SGA for the MVP this year, guys?
I'm
All
taking
right,
it back.
then. Well,
And I'm going to go as far as to say that I think that the Thunder is going to cruise to the Western Conference Finals.
Wow.
They're probably
Whoa.
sweep first round, maybe even sweep.
That's
the
blasphemous.
Hold on.
Whoa.
Before we let you go, we gotta have you on the record. Who goes
First
to the
round
finals?
exit.
Who goes to the finals again? For your confirmation.
The finals is going to be probably the Thunder versus Boston by default, but if it's Cleveland, I'm not surprised. But it's probably going to be the Thunder versus Boston.
Wow.
And I got the Thunder beating Boston for the chip.
Ooh, SGA.
Whoa.
Every night, I'm telling you, we'll see. We'll see.
Yo, listen, I'm convinced the Thunder sends merchandise to your house.
They have to, bro.
Yeah.
They have to, bro. I don't know what this man talking about. I don't know.
I don't even wear baby blue. I don't even wear that color.
So I have a question. Who's the Thunder's coach?
The Nuggets coach?
The Thunder's coach. Who is it?
Oh, Dagonaut.
Who?
Mark Dagonaut.
Mark Dagonaut.
Yeah, Mark
Is he a good coach?
He's decent, but when you got a team like that, it don't even matter.
Well, but remember that at a certain point, we're talking about the playoffs. You have to scheme for the other team, and that's why at the end of the day, the elite coaches are what push a lot of these teams across. We don't even know that man's name, so
everybody got to start somewhere.
Correct. He's about to be in the unemployment line when he loses in the playoffs.
And the best part about it is that if they somehow crank out in the second round or it doesn't work, they have so much goddamn leverage. They have so many picks. They have such a stash of wealth that they could just go out and get maybe Kevin Durant next year because he wants out of Phoenix. Remember, Angelo said this on this one.
Well, here's my question to you.
Will you leverage for Kevin Durant?
Would you want to play with Shai Gilgeous?
Huh?
If you're Kevin Durant, would you want to play with Shai Gilgeous?
Oh yeah. I mean, he wants to go play with Devin Booker. He's a better version of Devin Booker. Why not?
100%. 100%. Yeah.
A better version of Devin Booker.
He's not.
Yeah, I agree.
He's not.
What?
He's not.
What? Jay,
allow me to explain.
Devin Booker is better than SGA?
No, allow me to explain. Their personalities are different. So yes, Shai Gilgeous is better at basketball, but Booker will defer. That's part of the problem.
I don't think Kevin Durant wants to defer anymore. I think he wants to sort of be a second banana. I don't think he wants to be.
You're right, but what I'm saying is next to Shai, he's a no banana. That's the problem. That's the problem. He's never getting the ball. He will be in the corner hitting spot up threes. He's never gonna get the ball.
But I think it's
That's
more
the problem
where like the Thunder have so much riches, and that he's gonna force his way out of Phoenix. They're gonna just take what the best offer is, and they're gonna make the best offer. They're gonna offer
exactly where he's
Aaron
going.
Wiggins. They're gonna offer 5 second rounds. They're gonna offer.
Angela, would you trade the mortgage in the farm for Kevin Durant and break
the thing is, they have so much riches. It's not the mortgage or the farm. They can give away. I think they have like 17 second round picks. They can give away like 10 second round picks. They can give them Aaron Wiggins. They can give them. I'll even get. You want Chet? You want?
But that salary cap, Kevin Durant's salary cap is no joke, man.
It doesn't matter who they're paying.
Damian
Williams is making nominal money, and SGA is on the max. Like they can do it. Trust me, I don't have the numbers right in front of me, but I've done it recently. They can bring him in.
Durant. Let's play the Kevin Durant game. If you're Kevin Durant, would you rather play for the OKC Thunder, Minnesota, or the Knicks?
Come back. He'll go back to OKC. He'll make it like a full circle and probably end his career there. Try to get a chip. Do a full circle.
They're not getting a chip with him. He's never getting the ball. Versus, look at it like this. Or he can go. Is Minnesota a better fit for him than OKC is? Absolutely. It's a more egalitarian outfit.
Wait. You saying that he won't get the ball with SGA, he's gonna get the ball with Anthony Edwards, who literally is the biggest nut in the whole NBA. Pause. Like, are you out of your mind? He doesn't pass the ball to nobody, Anthony Edwards.
Who's the point guard?
He is the point guard. Mike Conley's it's nobody. He's coming off the bench now. They've been starting DiVincenzo over him. What are you talking about?
His boy's gonna give him the ball. That's his boy. That's literally his little brother. He's getting the ball. He might be the only one who gets the ball, as a matter of fact.
You think that SGA won't get him the ball, but you think Anthony Edwards will? Anthony Edwards shooting like 14 threes a game?
Because he has nobody to pass to.
That is not okay. We're going down the tangent.
You got nobody to pass to. Look at that. He's got Rudy Gobert on the team. What you want him to do?
I digress.
But where I actually think he's probably gonna go is probably the Knicks.
Oh Lord, no! I don't want that.
I'm just letting you know.
Listen, right now in New York, Tracy Morgan getting wheeled out at courtside in Madison Square Garden for vomiting and bleeding from his nose. That's how New York takes care of his own. You see what I'm saying? New York.
Oh my God!
I hope he's all right.
Morgan. Oh no!
I hope he's all right. The Knicks help each other, help the fans out. Kevin Durant wouldn't know about that.
Do they? I heard they kicked out Charles Oakley a few years ago.
Listen, that was a misunderstanding for the Knicks.
Was it? I don't think so.
And Kevin Durant missed his shot in New York a couple years ago with that dumbass Kyrie Irving going across the bay across the town to Brooklyn. The dumbest move they ever done in history. They should have came to the Garden. They should have won in New York, but whatever. It is.
You know,
really quick, now it works. And I heard that Karl Anthony Towns is being a little and you know Karl's best friend is Devin Booker. So to me, it's a very easy swap.
Well, Karl Anthony Towns can get out of New York, please. Please
there you go. This is the gift.
Have you not been watching? He's been cooking.
Yeah.
He's been great. But what I'm saying is
there's been a lot of Discord. Yep.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think I sit back and I think to myself, I cannot believe at one point Brooklyn had KD, Harden, and Kyrie Irving, and they didn't do nothing with that. It
made no sense.
I think they played less than 20 games together.
That shit is ridiculous, bro.
Because Kyrie was on his anti-Israel stuff. Then you have Harden not passing the ball, and KD was playing by himself. And I think Harden came in fat too.
No, and Harden and remember they lost against Milwaukee in the second round because Kevin Durant's line was on the foot, and now they would have gone to the Eastern Conference Finals. So it's just to your point when you say it in nostalgia, you're like, how did that team not win? And they got swept by Boston in the first round.
What a shame! What a shame!
So, yeah. I'll be surprised if Jokic wins, TK. That's probably my assessment.
Yeah, I agree. I think Jokic could win it, but it's probably going to go to SGA. It seems like everybody kind of falls in the same line with that. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Let us know what you think. Is it Joker or is it going to be SGA? Leave us a comment. Go ahead and hit the like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss the next episode. Till next time, fellow nerds, this is Nerd Breaking News.